Ka sorkar jylla hapo ke jingilam umenti rangba ukon rat ki sangma. Kalala bakan lumpat ya ke jingilang ka baar bat baro ke bedon benta hagakam banyakran bat banyak penbet ya upo dusam bat ke jylla asam balalong hne ke sngi hapo kenong ba. Abakran cikilat pathai khubor hadin belawai jong kene ke jingilang. Konrad ulai itu ulayo yakalat ban ai yakilam kemat neki jingmait pang jong kene ke kam kabaka sorkar jylla kaladep bakan nang jam sakmat banyakran bat pan penbet ya upo dusam kamtam lele hakikat tu kan ki jaka kebala dep shwa ban shim yagi senjam ki baningkong ukonrat ulai thu ru bagila don ru ki kenhun kebala wan chakmat ban pen paulem ya ke jing snok ya mensim ke jongki pada ke jo ke por ban nyarap ban ajungmut ya ke sorkar habai dei bat kini ke kam habashem ba jo i ya ke ne ke mensim ba snok ya jong ginong ilam sengbhalang Konrad upon pau bakan long rupat ke babakla lada ke sorkar kami thu ne plalut yaki ki sinjam bakala dep bakan chim haba ye dei pat kini ke kam.
We had a meeting with different stakeholders, the different organizations, NGOs, civil society, traditional heads, and the objective and the idea of this meeting today was really to give a bit more details about the basic understanding that Meghalaya and Assam have reached on the first 6 locations of the border dispute or the differences that we are having. And we have shared micro details, I should say, with them. We have not been able to give hard copies yet, but more or less I read out the entire details based on the principles that we have had agreed on, and shared with them about which villages, which particular area, and what ethnicity in which area is there, how we decided on one particular location, one village, whether Tarabari, Gizang, Hahim, what was the way we went forward, whether it's about Pilankata, Khanapara area or Ratache area. So we went into all those micro details and we have shared. The organizations had some concerns and they have again given us some more suggestions, and they have all stressed on the fact that the interests of the people living in the border should be maintained and they should be taken on board. They have also stressed that they would like to see the copy and have a copy, and I've told them that as soon as we are able to have the meeting with MHA, then at the appropriate time we will share the copy, for which, as I said, I've given full details to them. So we shared the report, and it was very positive because all the organizations have felt that it is time that we should find some solution to this, and we also expressed to them that there will never be a 100% perfect solution, but we will try to make it as best as possible so that the interests of the people of our state are not compromised in any way. And while we look at all those aspects, we need to try to come to a solution that is going to be acceptable. And as I said, more or less we shared that with them, and most of them expressed positivity in terms of the aspect that the government has at least taken the initiative to move forward, and they stress on the fact that the interests of the people of the state should not be compromised. I think it's important to involve stakeholders. I had met some of the MLAs from the Congress the other day. I shared the same information to them. I felt it's appropriate to share with the stakeholders because a large number of these organizations have been really very passionate about this issue, and I think it would be not fair on the government's part to not keep them in line or inform them about the developments taking place. And so as a civil society and as individuals and stakeholders who are very concerned about this subject, I felt and the cabinet felt that we should call them and share this information to them, and that's why we call them and share them. As I said, I've already discussed with most of the MD partners are aware about this. We have called the Congress that we share information, and the other political parties which remain, we will call them also and share the information. So basically, after we have finalized on the different villages which should be in Assam or should be in Meghalaya, obviously we need to realize or we need to finalize on what would be the actual demarcation of the line. Will it be next to the river? Will it be next to this tree? Will it be next to a reserve forest? Will it be the road? And if it is, then which is the mark? So Survey of India has been asked by Government of India to coordinate and do joint inspection and joint survey with Government of Assam and Government of Meghalaya, and ensure that we are able to come to some kind of a more micro drawing of the actual line so that we can actually have a proper boundary in the long run.
When do we expect that this survey will take place?
The process has started already, and so meetings are taking place. There are many locations, so I'm sure it will take a bit of time, but we are pushing them to ensure that full support from both the state governments are there, so that we can finish it at the earliest. The most important part was to share the information with them and to tell them that how challenging it was to reach to the decision that we reached, how challenging it was for us to be able to carry everybody along and set principles that were there. Certain principles applied in our favor in certain locations. In certain locations, if you apply the same principle, there were some challenges. So to balance all of these aspects in a very complicated picture is what we wanted to share with them. Also, we wanted to share with them that there could be certain concerns that could be raised by people once this comes out, and we wanted to kind of give a heads up to everybody that look, there's some concerns like this, but this is what happened, this is what happened, and this is how it happened. So I think it was important to share all of that, and they're very clear now on certain issues that were there, and that was the purpose really of thing. And they've given some suggestions which are not going into the MOU as such or the report as such, but it's more looking at the overall approach to the entire procedure.